Hey, you guys. Hi.
No.
Hi. Hi, everyone. How are you? It's so good to be back. We've been gone so long.
Apparently it really wasn't
Oh,
that
I can
long.
barely hear you, loudest.
Oh, I said apparently it really wasn't that long.
No, it really wasn't that long. It just felt like a long time. Hi, Johnny. I'm going through the chat really quick. Any news? You are the first one here. You are headed back to Westchester tomorrow to see what's going on. I did not have this discussion with you publicly or privately. I don't know if you should be going back up there. We're going to have to talk about that. Johnny didn't know that when he met me, he was gaining a second wife. Someone else to nag him. Hi, Punksy. Punksy, this is 45 minutes from you to me. Oh gosh, please stay safe. Keep your doors locked. Oh, that's really nerve-wracking. I don't like that. How are you guys? As you can see, we have JLR on in the background. We're keeping track of all the things. Who would have thought that Decipher Podcast would have had JLR on in the background? But you know what? All fairness, congratulations, JLR. You deserve 100,000. You have worked your ass off. Good for you, buddy. K-Breeze. Delana, so nice to have you here. Thank you for being here. Oh, my chat just skipped completely. Sorry about that, you guys.
Mine's been doing that too.
Oh, really? Mel, malicious intent. How are you, my love? Good to see you. We're going to be discussing. Yeah, he's covering it. It really is ridiculous. It really is so freaking ridiculous. I have JLR on, and I'm going to be switching between JLR and T-Rev because I really like T-Rev. But congratulations to 100,000 to JLR. You have worked hard. You deserve all the kudos for that. You really have. That's amazing. It's hard to choke that out for me. Sorry.
What?
I don't know why that was just so hard for me to get the congratulations. It was very difficult. It was choking in my words there. That's not very nice. It's not very Christian-like, as my cousin would say to me. It's not very Christian-like. Sorry about that, JLR. I really do wish you the best. Stay safe. Stay safe. And our prayers are going out to the people in that area that they're in. That Danilo monster, dude. I'm so pissed about this situation. And who would have thought, this occurred to me today, who would have thought that I'd be rooting for the underdog, and the underdog is the federal government, the Pennsylvania State Police.
They're
every
impressive.
450 officers, and I'm rooting for they're the underdog.
Yeah, it's you don't see it every day.
No underdog.
And when the underdog becomes is the actual unit of law enforcement, that's good too.
I know. I know. I know. Oh, it's crazy. Um I'm just laughing, you guys. So tonight we're gonna hello to everyone and welcome. Thank you for being here. No sightings today. No. Nope. I've been watching all day. In fact, I stayed up way past my bedtime last night and made LFT stay up with me and watch all the nonsense.
I could only hear it on her end.
And she said to me right before we were going to bed, she said, you know, to top off this, because I really wanted them to catch this guy on 9/11. I thought that would be like a good morale booster for everyone, right? And she said, you know, the only thing that would top this evening off would be if they had a car chase.
If they stole another car. Yeah.
They stole a car and had a car chase. Because I was literally on the edge of my seat. I was like, oh, they gotta get him. You know? Oh, yeah, I can. Hold on. Oh, you were in Queens? Oh, okay. You were in Queens? Hey, we love Queen. Queen Bee she's amazing. I do love her. She runs.
I just is making me laugh that we're all just sitting here though and we're watching it, and we will sit for hours and look at people aren't wrong. Like, look at this guy standing there. Look at him. Do you see him standing? Look at him. Perimeter's closing in. They just walked in 22 feet. Like and then when there's apparently a lot of activity and action, I don't really see a difference in the before and the after. I know that's terrible to say, but I just have to say it. And
as I said, it's like we're rooting for the underdog.
I'm sending you that document.
Oh, cool. Cool. So tonight we're going to be discussing Rachel Morin and Alec Murdaugh. Now, if you're new to our channel and you don't know about our work on Murdaugh, I'm super duper proud of my partner specifically. I'm proud of both of us, but really proud of LFT on Murdaugh. This was her baby. This was the trial. Everything that we did on that was like her. Hey, Punksy, stop that and thank you. That was so sweet. Welcome. She really kept pushing. I had no interest in Murdaugh. None. And she kept pushing and like, we got to do it. There's so many levels to it. You're going to love it. And I was like, no, I'm not. I did. I loved it. I was obsessed. And now I'm Murdaugh obsessed. And LFT does timelines. And one of her timelines literally, no joke, rivaled the state of South Carolina's timeline. I mean, it was so good. And we have another one to present. We're going to show you tonight, but we're going to really present it the next time. We're going to do a part 2 on Murdaugh. We're going to generalize and talk about some things tonight, but we're going to go into specifics the next time because she's done a hell of a lot of work. And we're going to get into that, but I kind of wanted to talk her up a little bit on that because Murdaugh is really her baby. I would say that we're both working on Morin, but Murdaugh is really LFT's pride. I mean, to be fair. Rachel Morin. So I have for those, huh?
Said it, fill us in.
I can't hear you.
Fill us in.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was like, I can't hear you. What?
Sorry.
So Rachel Morin, 37-year-old Rachel Morin, was attacked on the Mon Pa Trail in Bel Air, Maryland. Found actually by Johnny Blackhawk's stepdaughter, who's in our chat, on August 6th. Rachel is a mom of 5. She has, I think there's 6 siblings total, including Rachel. And her family's been all over the place, really super supportive, trying to get the word out to her perpetrator, get him caught. The sheriff of our town, Sheriff Gaylor, thinks that, well, not only him, but thinks that this guy could be serial, could have done it prior and will do it again. I've been, some people know, some people don't know, but I haven't really announced it till tonight that we have been in contact for some time with the family. It's been our honor and pleasure. They have been amazing.
They're really very kind.
During their time of need, they've been amazing. And I know that tonight we're going to have, like, we're not even going to worry about who's here, who's not here, what our numbers are. We all know what's going on. Catch the replay. This is an important one though. Personally for me, Rachel Morin personally is important to me, not because it's local, but because Rachel Morin and her family have my whole entire heart. I go back to Harry Milligan, where we worked on that case, and I still, every single solitary day, pray for Harry Milligan to be found, to put his family at peace, to lay him to rest, and honor and respect him. And Rachel is the same way. Now, Rachel's a little bit different as she has been found. She's been laid to rest. But her family is in turmoil because the person that did this to her has not been caught. So I have a few things to show you guys. We're going to talk about, we're going to show some things, answer some questions if we can. I'm going to make a huge request, please, to you guys. It's not from me, but it is from me, but it's also for the family. I request this on behalf of the family of Rachel Morin. Would you guys please do me a huge favor? And before we get started, I'm actually going to type it in here as Tia and as Decipher. But what we're trying to do is, what happens with these cases so often is that after a couple weeks, if the case isn't solved, it goes cold in the news feeds and media and stuff. So what I don't want to happen is I do not want Rachel Morin or her name to go cold on social media. I know that news stories aren't covering her as much as they were last week because there really hasn't been any updates. But that doesn't mean that we as citizens all over the place cannot call to action and keep her name in the press. So what I'm requesting everyone to do is, you'll see hashtag Rachel Morin. Please go to, I want everybody to type it in here tonight. Please hashtag Rachel Morin. Or remembering Rachel Morin is great too. But please do me a favor and go to your Facebook, your IG, your X, wherever you have your social media, and hashtag Rachel Morin. That's it. Just go into Facebook, type Rachel Morin, hashtag Rachel Morin. That's it. That's all I'm asking. It's free. It's a nice thing to do. We're keeping her in the feed. I want to keep her story going. I want to keep her name alive. I want to bring awareness. I want to help. Johnny Blackhawk has been very vocal and helping not only Decipher, but many other podcasts and going live as often as he can, talking about this case to bring awareness to the trail and what's been promised there as far as cameras and safety and things like that. He's been a real trooper with that. But what I really want tonight, please, is just, hey, Risk, welcome in. Thank you. Is just, what does hashtagging someone's name do? Thank you for asking. That's a great question. So when you hashtag, it puts their name out there so that when you hit Google and you hashtag Rachel Morin, it'll come up in all these different places. You'll hit the algorithm, if you will, and her name, her articles and things like that will pop up. It'll be continuous. It'll keep hitting those. What am I trying to say? Hitting those. Hitting the media, if you will, and it keeps it going. So that's what hashtagging does. What it does is it groups it in. So when you hit Rachel Morin in there, this video will come up. Michael Morin's video will come up. The flyer will come up, like all the things that we need. So we need to get
more of a return on things that are already published or information that's already out there.
Thank you.
Regardless of the platform.
Yes. Thank you very much. What is Rick's telling me with his less than 50% of murders? I know. Is that real? Where'd you get that from? Less than 50% of murders in the United States are in. Wow. I need to look that up, Risk. That's disturbing. That's really disturbing. So my request is please hashtag Rachel Morin on your Facebook feed, on your Twitter, X, whatever you like to call it. Just please continue to do that for the family, for Rachel, for all of us.
It's just important. It's look how much attention other things get and how quickly things can go cold. Like tips run dry. People are vying for attention every day when it comes to media and saturation. And so we've been doing these little things. It's just like leaving a like or thumbsing it up. Apply the same thing.
Yeah. Thank you. That was a really good explanation. Yeah, it's like leaving a like or a thumbs up. It's just, we're drawing attention. We want to keep her name. We want to keep her case on the front burner. We do not want Rachel Morin on the back burner. This is a beautiful woman who left not only her brothers and sister, but her children, 5 children, 8 to 18, and by no choice of her own. And what I love more than anything, what really gets my blood going, if you know me, is to make serial killers uncomfortable. That's what I love.
That's okay.
Well, generally speaking, I just like to make people uncomfortable.
Well, I
love to make serial killers.
Something new every day.
No, I do. I would love to make this bastard as uncomfortable as he can possibly be. Same goes for this one back here.
Yeah.
Make him as uncomfortable as he can possibly be. Shh, Mallory, shh. So, serious topic.
Their whereabouts are unknown.
Actually, so that... JLR, please don't strike us. We're sharing your video for corn's sake.
He said he wanted it shared.
Okay, good. We're sharing you, JLR. So anyway, Rachel, we're going to focus on Rachel for right now, and then we're going to hit up some things on Murdaugh. But Rachel Morin, Some of the stuff that I talked to the family about. Let me get my updates because my printer was not doing what it should. If you know me, you know that I love lights, and all the lights are going off on my printer right now. I don't really like that. So, the connection I have to the family, well, I will not tell you. But they did contact me when they saw that we were doing a live tonight. And I asked them some specific questions. And I'll give you some specific answers and do what we can to share some other things that are going on with Rachel Morin. Hashtag Rachel Morin. There have been no official updates from the Harford County Sheriff's Office. Unfortunately, our suspect has not been caught, and there haven't been any. That was another thing I need to go over is the TikTok shit. Stop it. As always, they keep that rather locked down and tight, as he said. With respect, even if we knew something, we probably wouldn't say anything. As respect for the family. Why people get on me for saying that? It's not a ha ha ha. We know I want this guy prosecuted. So anything that we can do to get him and get him prosecuted is not going to be on my shoulders that we screwed up and let something out. No way, Jose. The last official update was the release of the Spanish language video, but it didn't give any details about the subject or the suspect. I mean, just the English. So we'll talk about that later. I have a press release to give out for that I want to talk about. The suspect would have been unaccounted Saturday, August 5th between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. And the attack absolutely occurred during that window. So we need to get that out there. Those 2 hours, the suspect in the video would have been, if he had a job, he would have been missing from his job. If he was home, if he has a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, he would have been missing for those 2 hours. August 5th between 6 and 8. Other official update relates to TikTok videos claiming to have found the suspect are false.
No way. You're kidding.
Official update relates to TikTok videos who have claimed the suspect are false. Stop it. You're wasting precious time. Stop putting TikTok videos of the same individual out there. There's been a lack of engagement with the Bel Air Hispanic community. Every individual that the family or people have come across in the Spanish community, they were unaware that this happened. They canvassed, Harford County Sheriff's Office canvassed residential homes near the trail looking for doorbell video footage. Why did it take over a month to do this? And by the way, some of your Ring cameras only last for 30 days, so that's a real problem. They did come and knock on doors, but it was a month to the day after. So I'm a little Sheriff, I know everyone's busy, but you literally have one job. And I know that your job is to protect all, but you need to solve this crime too, because that's what you said you would do. So we're holding you to that. The family's going to release a Spanish language digital campaign targeting Harford County. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to let the family wants people to remain vigilant with sharing the 5-point flyer, particularly in Spanish. Ask any Spanish friends or coworkers to share the information to the Harford County Hispanic community. They really feel like this guy is still in the community here, which is scary.
That's interesting because during this Cavalcante stuff, you hear news briefings going on in the background and whatnot, and then you hear it going on in another language. And the same should have been happening, now that I think about it, throughout the Rachel Morin updates and press conference. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I never heard it in Spanish or.
They did release, and we will put it out on our Facebook. We will put it out on my individual Facebook. I will put it out as a community post. I will re-put out all the flyers. The flyer, let me show you what the flyer looks like, and we're going to show it to you. I think I might only have it in English, so I apologize. But I do actually have, this is what we're talking about when we talk about the flyer. This is tips needed to identify the KILLER of Rachel Morin. This was done by Pat Brown, profiler, famous profiler, I should say. It was very kind of her. She's been involved with the family, and she is working with them. I'm trying to get this so you guys can see that. Exactly. Even if it's not here, someone knows who. Yes, that's exactly right. I know, Delana, right? Anywho, so what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we share the Spanish version. Actually, note to self, I might call on Best Friend, who is a Spanish teacher. Maybe she'll do a recording for me, and we can release that. That might be a good idea. Hey, Best Friend, if you're listening, you're about to get hit up. Maybe we'll have her record reading. I'm going to talk to her about that.
Okay.
That's a good idea. And we can release that as a video too. The family has done numerous. Please go watch these videos. They are so important, especially the suspect video. But the family has been doing interviews. They're not doing it for self-promotion or anything like that. This is to find Rachel Morin's attacker. I'm trying to not use the word, but I will. I don't care because I'm not really interested in monetizing. Yeah, perpetrator. I'm not interested in monetizing this video, but whatever. Murdaugh, just give me all your money. Rachel Morin, I don't really want to monetize. This doesn't appeal to me. Michael Morin has actually, we're going to show his interview. If Chris Cuomo will not strike me, we're going to show you one of the last week, Michael Morin, who is Rachel's brother, has done an interview. What they're trying to do, and I think this is so smart of the family, is they're all trying to work together. There we go. And each kind of take a bite of the elephant, if you will. It's really difficult. So they're all trying to go and do interviews or release information or just keep her name out there, but keep the faces fresh. So when you see that face, you might not recognize that specific person. So you're going to want to listen. Oh, new person talking about this. Oh, I want to hear what they have to say. Well, this is Michael. Michael is Rachel's brother. And he was on Cuomo last week. Actually, why am I trying to do that there? That doesn't make any sense at all.
All right, tonight we go inside two different manhunts. One is getting a lot of attention because it's new and it's spectacular, okay? This guy in Pennsylvania, Danilo Cavalcante, all right? Convicted, murderer, brutal, what he did to his girlfriend in front of her kids. On the loose for a week now. Considered so dangerous that they've been closing schools. Now, they released video of his escape. Happened in broad daylight. I want to show it to you right now. Look at what this guy was able to do. Dusty, play the video. Look at this.
I can't believe
Look
this.
what he was able to do.
I know.
Watch
I
what he's
can't
going to
believe this guy. He literally
do.
crab
He's gonna do.
walked a
He's gonna do.
prison
Watch
wall
what
and
he's
has
gonna do.
evaded them for 12 days
This guy
in the
just
woods
climbed up a wall.
on
And
camera.
speaks to, I don't know if this guy was looking out for him or what, but it speaks to a level of personal industry that gives a very different shape to who this guy is. You know, they were playing a recording of his mother.
Honest to God. I mean,
this guy's obviously resourceful. No wonder they keep seeing him, but not catching him. We're going to talk about why and what it means.
Cavalcante, where are you?
I want to
Marco.
bring you back to the
Hello.
hunt for allegedly murdered Maryland mom, Rachel Morin.
Now we're getting into it.
Go
Look how
today.
beautiful.
All right, on the Maryland hiking trail that she was on very frequently, and so were many others.
Mm-hmm.
Killers on the loose. Police released a doorbell cam of the suspect, but they've had nothing since. Joining me in his first TV interview since that situation is
Michael.
Rachel Morin's
Great job.
brother, Michael, and family attorney Randolph Rice.
Yes.
Counselor, thank you, Michael. I'm very sorry to meet you under these circumstances, but I'm happy to provide a platform. What do you want people to know?
Thank you, Chris, for having us on here, putting the word out for Rachel. Really grateful. I guess main thing about Rachel is
what a classy guy.
Right now, just catching the suspect, and we only need one lead, and we get that lead. We don't need a strange haircut of a guy, a guy with a strange haircut in the bus station in Austin, Texas, or something. We need a first and last name. We already have the DNA. And we have a video, so we have a name. We got the guy, and they get $10,000.
Hey,
so
sorry.
So you got the information out there that people are looking for a name of the man on this video.
Well, you could pause it for fair use.
$10,000 there. I think
no,
as the search continues,
because we're talking, it's okay.
Likely go up. Michael, just let me ask you this, and then I have a question for your counsel. The idea of investigators, are they in touch with you, and do they believe that this was just a random act of violence, no connection, no prior contact, or being in the same circles at work or socially, anything?
Tell us. I would need to hear.
Yeah, they have been in contact with us and the family, and I would just echo the same thing that the Harvard County Sheriff's Department has said.
All right, Randolph, while I have you, counsel, the
Randolph Rice.
Timmy, they don't have the name yet. They're looking for the name. They've got the DNA.
Yep.
Well, I think they're certainly letting the Hartford County Sheriff's Department do what they are going to do.
I'm sorry.
We certainly are trying to help the family. Yesterday, we joined up with a number of family members. The community got together and actually fanned out from the trailhead and handed out flyers to individuals, residents in the area. One thing that was very...
So before we go any further, I just want to say also, the family has been doing this, I think weekly, at least trying to do a weekly flyer fan out, where they go to the trail and they're asking for volunteers. Now they're getting some printed, but they're asking for volunteers to print some flyers, bring them, and go hand them out in the area. Again, we're trying to make the perpetrator very uncomfortable. We're trying to make him known. We want him to come out. We sweat, buddy, sweat. We want to find out who this guy is. I say we
do.
Because we all do. We have his DNA. We do not have his name. Okay, we'll get you flyers, Johnny. It's also great to hand out flyers in your own area. Not that the family doesn't need them in the Bel Air area. We do. We need them in the Hispanic communities. We need them shared on social media. We need them physically handed out in the area and beyond, because we don't know where this guy is. Also, I want to stress that we have a press release from the attorneys that we're going to read as well. Rice, Murdaugh, Pesaurus, their lawyers, oddly enough, who I know. Long story. No, I didn't need them for anything, but I went to school with some of them. So
it's a good story.
It's a funny story, but it's small world. But these guys are really coming through and helping the family. And I want to thank Randolph Rice specifically for helping them, but Rice, Murdaugh, Pesaurus, they're really coming through here. And I'm going to play this, but just note that potentially this Saturday at 3, and this could change. But this Saturday at 3 at the trail, they're going to be handing out some more flyers. So we need bodies, we need humans, we need people to come and hand these out and talk to people and talk to, everybody. Hang them up in stores, put them on your car windows. I don't care where you put them. Just put them out, put them on your mailboxes. As long as you don't get in trouble if it's your own mailbox. I don't know the laws on that. Don't take my word for it. But call Rice, Murdaugh, and Pesaurus for that question. But hang them up and get them out. Get both the Spanish and the English flyers going. Also, please hashtag Rachel Morin in this chat and others. Okay. Sorry, I got a message. So please hashtag Rachel Morin. Please go to your social media and hashtag, and let's listen to the rest of this video from Randolph Rice and Michael Morin.
Thing about that was we came across, and we purposely actually brought somebody with us that spoke Spanish so that we could talk to members in the Hispanic community. And one of the things that we noticed was a lot of the members of the Hispanic community have never heard of this, and they live less than a half a mile away from this crime. So it's something that we certainly are trying to work harder on, at least the family and our firm. We're starting a big digital campaign tomorrow where we're only targeting Spanish-speaking individuals in the Hartford County area. We're hoping that maybe somebody sees it that maybe he's not watching traditional media or doesn't speak English because of the fact that there's the belief that he is an Hispanic male.
Hey, thank you for watching.
Hey!
Please go to newsnationnow.com.
News Nation, your perky endings just get me every time. I'm not going to lie. I am not going to lie. Here's the thing. I have had the honor and the pleasure to shake hands with Mr. Michael Morin. I've met a couple different people from the family. And they are under tremendous pressure to help find, not only for their own peace of mind, for the children as well, for Rachel's children, and for the community, to be fair. I've had the honor and pleasure of speaking to several people in the family, and they just couldn't be any nicer, kinder. And what they're going through is so horrendous. Which brings me to some of these groups. I'm going to choose my words really wisely here. I've been in these groups since it started. I've been watching and engaging. I've stepped back from engaging. But I've been watching, and the ignorance in these groups of who you have no idea who you're dealing with and who you're speaking to, and the lack of respect in who you're speaking about baffles me. Hi, butterfly kisses. I really like. I could take an hour and go off on that. Nope, we're not. We're not. But I could. Please just be respectful and kind. What I'm asking everyone to do is each go into that group, a Rachel Morin group, and hashtag her name. It's not hard. Hi, Wheel. Hashtag Rachel Morin in the group, in her own damn group. Do it. It's not that hard. I'm asking, please. Now back to the press release from Rice, Murdaugh, Pesaurus, trial lawyers. Dun, 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 dun. They are helping the family. This is for immediate release. The law firm launches, and I'm going to put this out again on our Facebook group, personal Facebook pages, YouTube community posts, Twitter, wherever. We're going to shoot this out everywhere, and I'm going to ask you guys to please share it. Please. Law firm launches digital campaign to seek justice for Rachel Morin and engage the Hispanic community. The law firm of Rice, Murdaugh, and Pastores is committed to seeking justice for Rachel Morin in our relentless pursuit of her, I'm going to say it, killer. We have uncovered a critical opportunity to expand our efforts in collaboration with the Hispanic community. Let me put my glasses on so I can really see here. Through representing the family of Rachel Morin and during a recent canvass of the area near the trailhead, we've become aware that many members of the Hispanic community in Harford County, Maryland, were unaware of the details surrounding this tragic event. Recognizing the importance of engaging the Hispanic community to aid in the resolution of this case, we are proud to announce the launch of a comprehensive digital campaign designed to bridge this crucial communication gap. The digital campaign will direct visitors for more information in the Spanish and landing on the page, and I'm going to share that page. The decision to initiate this campaign is rooted in our commitment to finding Rachel's killer and the belief that every community member's assistance is invaluable in the pursuit of justice. We have reason to believe this individuals within the Hispanic community may have valuable information and could aid in identifying the suspect. Our campaign will leverage various online platforms and communication channels to ensure Spanish-speaking individuals in Harford County, Maryland, Los Angeles, California, are informed about the incident and provide with access to the video footage of the suspect. We understand that language should never be a barrier to justice. And we are dedicated to facilitating communication and engagement with the Hispanic community. Randolph Rice, managing partner of Rice, Murdaugh, and Pastores, stated, "Our pursuit of justice knows no bounds, and we are deeply committed to exploring every avenue that may lead to answers in Rachel Morin's case." Rachel is much more than a case, by the way, and I need to stress that. Rachel is a human that was lost to us tragically. She's not just a case. I'm not saying that he's saying that. I'm just relaying that to you guys. We believe that the Hispanic community's involvement is paramount in our digital campaign and is designed to ensure their voices are heard and their insights are acknowledged. There's pictures, and like I said, this will be released later tonight. Look for that. Spanish community. Well, everybody, but particularly Spanish community. We do not want this. What else am I looking for? Saturday, read. Okay, did that. I'm going through my list. Oh, we did play Michael's video. I want to show you one more article, and then I want to move to Murdaugh and LFT. This article that I'm going to show you was sent to me today. And it was a really interesting read. I'm going to actually put the link in the chat so you guys can go read it yourselves. Maybe. Everything's moving so gracious. Okay, well, we're going to send this, and hopefully you guys will get this. Okay. Oh, my. Let me try this one more time.
That looks cool.
Yeah, that was a lot, isn't it? Okay, hang on. Sorry. All right, let's try that one. Oh, it did the same thing all over again. Son of a biscuit. Okay, I'm really sorry about this, but okay, I'm going to read this to you in the meantime and share it with you. And I'm going to share it with you. Oh, God. Someday I'll get going with this. Okay. Every time I see this picture, it just, oh. So Rachel Morin's children are struggling and want to see their mother as search for her killer continues. It says, losing my sister has been incredibly emotional and mentally taxing experience, Michael Morin says while opening up about his sister, a sibling, really. But 37-year-old Rachel Morin, mother of 5, was found on August 6th on the Montpaw Heritage Hiking Trail in Bel Air, Maryland. The exhaustion that the family has had is unbelievable. Like I said, they've been hitting all of the interviews, and not for selfish reasons, but doing this for Rachel's children. So please keep that in mind. As an investigation into the death of Rachel Morin approaches its 6-week mark, her family is holding out hope that the man suspected of her murder will be brought to justice. Rachel, a 37-year-old mother of 5, was found along the Maryland hiking trail on August 6th, a day after her boyfriend, who was Richard Tobin, reported her missing. Her kids are struggling, Rachel's brother, Michael Morin, tells the Messenger. They have a lot of questions and just want to see their mother. DNA evidence discovered at the crime scene has linked Rachel's murder to a male suspect who was involved in a Los Angeles home invasion and assault in March. Unfortunately, available images of the suspect are limited to security camera footage from LA, showing him from the side and the back. We all know that, and we're going to share that. Despite limited leads, Michael said his family is confident that police will catch the suspect. Harford County detectives described the suspect as a Hispanic man in his early to mid-20s, standing about 5'9" inches tall and weighing about 160 pounds. While it may not be today or tomorrow, at some point the police will find a clue that leads them to the killer, Michael says. With assistance from attorney Randolph Rice, Rachel's family has supported the search for the suspect and recently launched a digital campaign to target people who may not watch traditional media or do not speak English as their first language, but might help find the suspect. Rice said the family remains vigilant and committed to seeking justice for Rachel. The loss of Rachel has been immense and a profound tragedy for her family and loved ones, Rice told the Messenger. Our thoughts and prayers continue to be with them during this difficult time. The pain of losing a loved one under such circumstances is unimaginable, and our primary duty is to support the Morin family throughout this ordeal. Matthew McMahon, the father of Rachel's oldest child, also recently enlisted help of criminal profiler. That was Pat Brown. That was the flyer that's been put out. A GoFundMe campaign has been established to support Rachel's children, raising thousands of dollars to help provide for their upbringing. Michael says the family is thankful for more than $50,000 in contributions. Listen, when you look at that number, you think that's a big-ass number there. But she has 5 children, and that number goes real quick. So if one of the mods could possibly grab the GoFundMe and drop that in the link, I would love it. I would freaking love it, because there's no excuse. They're not buying new cars. They're not buying new houses. They're trying to support children, 5 children, for the rest of their lives. So $10,000 a child isn't really that much when you're talking like that. I want to thank everyone who has prayed for our family and ask everyone to share the video of the suspect with the hope that someone will recognize him and tell the police who he is. While speaking to the Messenger, Harford County Sheriff Jeffrey Gaylor said he is concerned about the suspect's potential whereabouts and violent history. He's proven himself a very violent individual in a homicide case here. There's nothing that stops him from doing that again. That's a real concern I have. The $10,000 reward is being offered for more information that leads to identifying the suspect of Rachel Morin. And there she is. While reflecting on his sister, Michael says some of his favorite memories with Rachel were from the holidays. When she arrived at the house, we knew she was there. She brought so much great energy to our family. I've been struggling a lot since her passing, he adds. Losing my sister has been an incredibly emotionally and taxing experience. Her sudden death has left a void in my heart, a void in my life, and something I can't seem to fill. Anyone with information is urged to call 410-836-7788. Tips can also be sent to rmtips@harfordsheriff.org. Why am I getting choked up? I'll tell you why I'm getting choked up. Because I lost my sister-in-law while I was pregnant with my oldest daughter. My sister-in-law died in a 24-hour period. She had an ear infection and she was fine. She was come down to an Oriole game. It was the Orioles and the Yankees. And we were, she and her husband and my husband and I were going to a Yankee Oriole game together. And we got a call at 5:00 in the morning that she had been rushed to the hospital. She had an ear infection and wasn't feeling well. That was Thursday. By Friday morning, she was gone. So while my sister-in-law didn't pass the horrible way that Rachel Morin did, it was a loss, and a great loss nonetheless. So I feel for this family, and perhaps that is why I feel a need to try to do my best to help them. I can't fix this, and I'm a fixer. Everybody knows that. If you've come in contact with me, I am. Just quit laughing. I'm a fixer, and I want to help. Genuinely, I want to help. I can relate to this emotionally, physically, everything I can relate to. I watched my husband lose his only sister. My husband's the oldest, and Kim was the youngest. I watched him lose his only sister, and I watched him sit, and this is what brings me to tears, is I will never forget this. And I see this when I see Michael and when I met him and his beautiful wife, and their family is the thing that my husband, not only did he lose his sister, who they're a very close family, but all the things that she would miss with the family. Me being pregnant at the time, all the things, she was married for, I think 5 years. Maybe 3 years. Oh, actually, I have to go look. Sorry, Kim, I can't remember. I think it is 5 years. I think she was 95. And all the things that she was missing. And you go through that daily in your head. My kids grew up without an amazing aunt, and that's okay. But they really lost out. And of no fault of Kim or anyone else, Rachel's children are growing up without a mother, and it is someone's fault.
Hey, Heather Pratt.
That is different from my circumstance, and that, hey, Heather Bratt, that's where it doesn't, there's no comparison. My dad used to say to me, love and loss cannot be measured. You can't compare the two. You can't say that my loss is greater than yours or my love is greater than yours, because how do you measure that? You can't measure it, right? Mm-hmm. So I can't measure my loss against someone I loved against someone that they loved. I can only identify and understand and do the best that I can to support them with whatever they need as far as a platform locally, or providing my, having my friends nationally do what they need to do. And I don't give a shit about Cavalcante. I got to be real with you. I was all into it last night, but I don't give a shit tonight. Rachel Morin is the top of my list. When I go to bed at night, I think of her. I pray for her family. When I work, we're working on this stuff. I think of her and her family. This is not my loss, but I can appreciate the loss that they have. And I want to be able to assist them in their healing. That's all I'm saying. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So the way that we can do that is by sharing things with social media. You have some ideas, Wheel? I love ideas. We're totally open. Totally open. I love that. So if you could do me a favor before I turn this over to LFT, if you guys could hashtag, I'm going to do it in here myself and under Tia Dash, hashtag Rachel Morin. And then please, after this, please go to your own Facebook page, your own Twitter feed, whatever it is that you do on social media, hashtag Rachel Morin. Please go in the groups. Hashtag Rachel Morin. Put a post in there that just says hashtag Rachel Morin. That's it. That's all I'm asking. I don't want her to fall on the back burner. This guy should not get away with anything. Yes, 8 to 18 are her children. Did I forget anything?
No, I'm
Genuinely asking.
No, I'm just listening. I'm enthralled. I think that's what we said today. It's frightening how quickly things kind of lose momentum, or feel like you get that cold case kind of feeling, even though it's super early on. But it happens, and it happens fast.
Well, if anyone took a journalism class, they know that the hashtag is, if it bleeds, it leads. So today the story is
Hey, Ava.
this. Hi, Ava. Today the story is Cavalcante. But for us here at Decipher, it's Rachel Morin. So if you wouldn't mind, like I said, hashtagging in the chat, hashtagging on your social media, just drop her name. Who cares? Keep it out there. Share a picture of her. Do whatever to keep her meme going, so that people know. Oh, okay. 7 to 18 with the youngest turning 8 next month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you for correcting me. 7 to 18 with the youngest turning 8 next month. So the youngest has birthday coming up and no mom. So I'll just say a little prayer and we're going to drop the GoFundMe. And we're going to really do our best to, I know, it really is, Heather. It really, really is. It's awful. I cannot, as an adult, you can't process. It's really difficult to think that a child could. So we're going to send our love and our prayers all to that family, to those kids, and we're going to help any way we can. With that being said, Rachel Morin, God bless you. To the Morin family, God bless you. We should make sure their Christmas is as good as it can be. Freaking men. Wheel, you read my mind, buddy. I'm already there. I 100% agree. I think that Decipher is gonna the only way to make my Christmas good this year is to make sure those kids have an amazing Christmas. So I think starting now might be the way to do that, Wheel. Thank you for putting that out there. And hell yeah. You get a big hell yeah. This is what, you know why? You know why you're the boss man, buddy? Because of this shit. Mm-hmm.
Pretty wise.
He is. Do you want to come up, Wheel? Is that what you're asking me? Because I'll send you the link.
Why'd you point like that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
I'll
don't know.
send you the link.
Oh, he wants to come up. Okay. I'm going to send you the link. I'm sending it right now, buddy. Hang on. Check Facebook Messenger. Okay.
Thank you, Delana.
It is a really good. Oh, there's the GoFundMe. That's what I was looking for. Thanks, Selena. Champ. Because he's a genuine person with the most amazing heart. I'm honored to call him a friend. You're talking about Wheel? He's my friend. No, I'm just kidding. He's the best. He really is. I always tell people I think we won him over. I feel like we did. And I'm so honored that he's part of our team. I'm going to stall for a minute. Do you want to talk about some things before Wheel comes up? No?
No, we're good.
I was long-winded. I'm sorry.
No,
I'll fight you
fine.
for him. I'll take on that fight. K-Braze, another fave. He's a fan fave too. I love my K-Braze. K-Braze is a cool dude. I sent you the link, buddy. It's in Messenger. It's in our messages. Go into Facebook Messenger. Did it come through? You'd have to fight me for Wheel. I won't go down without fighting for him. I do love him so.
My earbuds just died.
That is so much better.
Really?
Oh
It's
my
just my phone.
Yeah. So much better.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. It says device is not connected. Hold on. Here he comes.
All right, am I good?
Wheel, welcome.
There's been something on my mind about this case for about the last
Are you
2
there,
weeks.
buddy?
And,
There he is.
Can you hear me good?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
There's been something on my mind about this case and a lot of YouTube true crime. And I haven't had a lot of sleep due to this guy running around in the woods in Pennsylvania. So if I get off track, just pull me back. But, you know, most cases we don't have any connection with. But this case, you actually lived, you know, it fell in your backyard. And when we get a case, you know, we dive in, we watch a little of this stream and that stream, we do our own research, and you can't help but get this picture or idea of what you think that person is like. We've done it all the time. We all do it. It's just natural. But by you talking to that family, we would have all missed this. I mean, we wouldn't have said ugly things about her, not whatsoever, but we would have missed it. We would have missed the mark of the person she was if we would have just been connecting the dots of what we thought from the information we got on YouTube. And one other thing is, you know, we all love a whodunit and is this or DNA that, but you can get into that so much, and there's so much going on. People forget completely about these victims.
Oh, God, so true.
It's just about an argument over fucking DNA, excuse me, and that's not right.
I agree.
And that's what's been on my mind for the last week, and it just happened because, like I say, Tia, you live there, and you went and talked to the family, and would your picture you would have pulled up in your head with taking all the bits of information you had without, if it were 500 miles away and you never talked to anybody, what would that wouldn't have been what we've learned about her?
No.
Right.
No, and I wouldn't have learned how faith-filled she was, how faith-filled her family is, how kind, what a great mom, what great kids she has. Her kids are amazing.
Yeah.
the fathers of her children. You know, right there, saying fathers as in multiple. That, ooh, people get
Yeah.
all up in arms.
You know, people
Simmer
said she was
down.
on dating sites. So what? She wanted to meet somebody to the love of her life that treated her better than the other creeps that she'd been with. What's wrong with that?
It is what it is, and she is a beautiful woman, hands down. Every time I see a picture, I'm like, when I grow up, I want to look like that.
She was
beautiful.
incredible. I mean, to have 5 children and
look,
have a smoking body and
she worked at it.
she had a
worked
glow
at
on her
it.
face, man.
She did, and that comes from internal. That's not external.
Yeah.
You can't make that happen. That's internal.
It just hit me when you started talking about, their sister told me this and that. And I thought, man, had we not known this, and just like all the other cases, I don't think we would have painted this picture in our head.
Well, that's just it. When we worked on Watts, for me, it was a very flat, and I hate saying this. Oh God, this is awful. But I'm going to be real. I'm going to be honest. It was research, and it was interesting. But it wasn't 3-dimensional for me. It was people I saw in pictures. It was people I saw in research. It was numbers. It was text messages and things like that. This is a well-rounded human being that
this
I
is about
can,
tragedy, loss, kids.
it is,
are
but
gonna
it's a
have to-
human that I see other humans orbiting and just trying to heal and exhausted and doing everything that they can. And I'm so glad that you came up. I'm really glad.
I've really been thinking about this in my head for the last several days. I thought, man, we got it's about the victims, period. I mean, and it's fun to have a whodunit, and it's just, what do we think about a case? But at the end of the day, it's about making awareness of SA, DM, or DB, and all the issues that are everywhere, and they affect every one of us. All families have dysfunction somewhere in them, and we all have stories about, just like you were telling. It's about the victims. It's not about these petty fights and
Facebook
things
groups.
that and people being rude to other people on. And that's what attracts me to this group. Is I feel like we try to hold ourselves, and if I've told you a couple times, if I get out there sometimes, pull me back. And I'll do that, that's what you do for your friends.
That's
people
right.
you care about.
That's right.
So
And we
when
are
talk
friends.
about these
We are.
victims, we really have to be there. I'm going to share this with my son and his wife who live in Los Angeles. She's a doctor at USC Medical Center, and he's a professor at a charter school out there that just gazillionaire started. It was in Hollywood. I will wager that if they see the video of the LA incident, that they have no connection to how it comes back to Bel Air, Maryland, and Rachel Morin. And I can tell you, if I show that to Margarita, and she sees it, she'll set the place on fire.
That's what I'm talking about.
Doing good things. I mean, if she's in that hospital,
Well, sharing in LA is a great thing too, because we don't know where this guy is. So
right. He's a good chance he's either there or back here.
Right. So Kate Ray says, what's bothering me is how they can have all these days with these resources and know where the guy is literally, but how much resources are being used on Rachel's case. That's how
quick do we forget about these? Turn the page and
that's it. Well, and one of the things I loved about working with LFT on the Harry Milligan case is that case was 40 years old. Harry Milligan went missing 40 years ago. Nobody was talking about that case. And we did, and we researched the hell out of it. And I'm proud of our research.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of what we did there.
Quick question. This is just a good example, and I thought of this today.
Yeah.
How many in chat can name the name of the beautiful woman that this Cavalcante unalived
That is a great question.
How many people know the name? Because she's a victim. He's a monkey running around in the woods, and we're watching it for entertainment.
That's a great.
But how many people know her damn name? I didn't, and I still don't. And that's just BS total. It's just total bullshit.
That's
who we should be thinking about.
Wheel, what is her name? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I could pull it up, but I just thought to myself, I said, I bet. What
I'm
percentage of the people in here know it? Can just pop it off? Rachel Morin, you know, I don't know what her name is, but I've seen one picture of her. She was a beautiful girl, and when I seen it, it kind of tied in what I was already thinking. My mind was been working a lot this week, and I thought, here we go. I said, I guarantee you, 20%, 10% of channel, it would be the highest, I would think, could name her name. I can Google it real quick, and that's what I'm going to do. But we need to get her picture up, and we need to let people know who she was.
Oh, here we go. Thank gracious. Heather Bratt coming in clutch.
If in chat, if you people, anybody knew her name when I asked this question, like put a 1. And if not, you just don't put anything.
Brandeo, Deborah.
It's Deborah Brandeo.
Deborah Brandeo, yeah.
Brandeo. What a beautiful name, Deborah. But you're right. And that's where, thank you for bringing this back around, because this is about the victim, not the perpetrator. We need to know who the perpetrator is in Rachel's case.
Yeah, we need to research
Rachel's name needs to stay out there. And that, you're so right. The victims need to be, not this dude. You're.
I mean, I didn't know her name, and it just hit me. I said, I don't even know this girl's name, and I'm watching this monkey run around the woods for my own entertainment, and your heart, and your love, and the goodness in you should start with the victim and then move outward.
Mm-hmm.
Not start with hatred of some idiot running through the woods.
That's so true. Thank you for bringing that around.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. That was.
I've really been thinking about this. I mean, I went through my head. I said, I've got to tell Tia and the LFT this, and it was only because you lived in Bel Air, and you were sharing what you had learned and some things you weren't able to. And my voice is kind of crackly, but it kind of hit home. I said, this is, you know.
I understand. This chat is somewhere where I think a lot of us focus on the victims. Thanks for saying that, malicious intent. I really appreciate that. I think your chat is the same. Mal, I really believe, and I know this. I know this for a fact, talking to you in front and behind the scenes, that your focus is always the victim.
Yeah.
And never.
And the issue, whatever it is, like I say, whether it's SA or DV or whatever.
I agree. Mal's definitely. I think criminality does the same. I think I really, there's some great creators on YouTube who do this for the right reasons, and I can't say that enough, and I can't say Rachel's name enough. And I know many people in the Facebook groups and around will say, oh, you're doing it for clicks and views. Listen, look at the numbers. Look at the numbers.
Yeah.
The numbers are with this joker here. They're not with this. So that's why I keep saying her name. That's why I keep bringing it up. That's why I keep hashtagging, because I really am going to ask my friends to kindly share our videos on Rachel and the information that we put out there, because we want this guy found.
And it's almost like the page is turning. What are you hearing about the search for him now?
Yes.
Nothing.
Yes. But I love the comment, and I want to start this now. I love the comment about bringing joy for these kids for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And
We can't do that. We're not. I mean, we
I
have
agree.
us, and we have outside of this group, we know the people that will gladly join us to get these kids' ages, names, likes, interests, and if do something good for them, and let that be a start.
Yeah.
I agree.
Forward.
It is. I mean, don't you go to bed feeling better? I do. I go to bed feeling better about myself when I do something nice for someone else.
Yeah, my
That
dad,
really has nothing to do with me.
my dad, I know I talk about him a lot, but he made a lot of money, but he literally give it to people.
Oh God.
Oh, I can't even tell you. He didn't believe it was his. He said, he said, you don't own none of this stuff. He said, it's just yours to manage while you're on earth.
Wow.
Ava, that's a great idea. That's a
I
really
have a sister with 2 master's degrees. Her husband has a doctorate from Yale. Their 2 daughters, one has a doctorate from University of Southern California, Berkeley. The other one has a master's from Duke. Oldest boy has a doctorate from University of California, Berkeley. The middle one just got out of the Air Force after 20 years, and the youngest one was just as smart as Patrick, but he wasn't in college. Now he's running 2 restaurants.
wow.
Education. My dad, he said, y'all aren't going to be rich, but I tell you one thing, you can go to school as long as you want to. And he meant it. He had my sister, myself, or my brother-in-law in Duke or Wake Forest University for 14 straight years.
Holy
And
crap.
I didn't borrow a nickel, and he wrote us checks for tuition like it was nothing.
That's awesome.
But he was a giving person. I mean,
While we're on the subject, we'll I don't know if you're going to want to. Do you want to share anything about and I'm going to call him your brother.
Billy or
Mhm.
the Baltimore thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got to go to the graveyard. I've done a lot of Googling, man. All kind of ideas trying to find information.
But that's one of the ways that your dad.
If they want to hear it, I'll be glad to tell the people in chat. I mean, it takes a few minutes to give them the backdrop and whatever, but I'm not trying to hijack
No, you're
where
fine.
you guys were heading. But,
I asked you, sir,
okay.
so you take
okay.
over.
My dad, just give me a second here.
Oh, Will.
My dad coached Pop Warner football for 20 years in our community. And he had a kid that played for him. And in 20 years in Pop Warner, I've seen thousands of kids play football. But without question, this little Afro-American kid's name was Billy, was the baddest individual I've ever seen on a football field. He played 8 years in the Pop Warner team, and his team's never lost a game. He was a man-child playing with children. As time went on, his mother had divorced, and she drank real bad. And he come to the house one day, and he said, Coach Barrow, he said, can I live with y'all? He said, pack your shit, come on. He said, you gonna live by our rules? But he said, absolutely. He was about 13 at the time, and I was probably about 18. And he came. He was great. My mom loved him. He helped her so much. He went to work at McDonald's, and I was telling Tia, he worked so long, and he didn't cash his checks. And the accountant for this business that owns several franchises called my mom, and they said, Miss Barrett, Billy has like 9 months of checks that have not cleared. What is he doing with them? She said, I don't know. Let me find out. So she goes in his room. He said, they're in my dresser. She opens the dresser. He's got 9 months of paychecks. He said, I didn't know I have to cash them. They'll be good when I do. He saved his money. My dad said, you work and save your money. I'll get you a car. Anyway, he was doing great. And I'd gone off to Chapel Hill for a year, and then I transferred to Wake Forest. And when he got to working and making his own money, there ain't no holding him back, brother. He liked to make it and have nice things, and but anyway, he had a baby, and I'm kind of not trying to drag on here. Had a baby when he was about 19 or 20. He got a little girl pregnant, and she filed for child support. And he wasn't sure it was his, but I went and seen the baby when it was about a year and a half. I said, Billy, there's no doubt. I don't need DNA. That kid is your kid. Well, I don't know that. But anyway, they were trying to chase him down for child support, and he wasn't a deadbeat dad, but he his money, he liked to hold on to it. He didn't like to let go of it. And
Mhm.
she, he ended up going to Baltimore to stay with his aunt because they dropped a few warrants on him, and hell, they locked him up for about 90 days one time. And so anyway, at the time he was in Baltimore, we were talking, but a little less and less because I got onto him when he left, and I said, "Man, you shouldn't run from this. You ought to run to it." And at that time, Baltimore, and it was back when I had Stoneville and Watertown and Stokesdale. I had 3 stores I owned, but so it would have been 89 or 90,
Mhm.
91 or 2. It was early 90s, but he was in Baltimore, and at that time, crack cocaine and drug murders in Baltimore were so many that the law enforcement, if you shot somebody in the back of the head on the streets of Baltimore, all you had to do was throw 2 crack rocks on the ground or a bag or whatever, and it was classified as a drug murder, and they did not investigate for the most part. They didn't have the resources to keep up with it. And I have Googled and Googled and Googled and Googled and Googled, and I can't find anything. But he went to Baltimore, and his aunt, Rosalita, I can't have it was something a little different. She said that when he went out her door, if you went up the hill, it was an okay group up there, but when you went the other way, so another direction, she said it was bad news. And she said he went out the door and said he turned down the hill, and she said, "Uh-oh, well, we ain't got no business down there. I don't know what's going on." And about 20 minutes later, pow pow, they shot him in the back of the head. Never investigated or anything. And it's not that I want to catch the bad guy, but it's just
You want to
sad.
honor him.
Yeah, and then, I was telling you too, this is crazy. His name was Billy Canny, but his mom had divorced one guy, and then when we buried him over here at across at Piedmont Memorial Gardens. I went back over there one day and I couldn't find it, and the lady put his name in. It was like Billy Young at that time, and I knew he had some Youngs that lived out in the country near my grandfather's where he was at. But I got to go back over there and get his name. But I've typed in everything on Google that I know to type. I can't find anything, but I will get his full legal name, and like I say, I'd like to know a little bit. I don't really think anything ever come of it, but it
Well,
tore
we're
my
going to
dad
help
up.
you the best
It tore
that
my
we
dad
can.
up, man. I'm telling you, he was pissed off. Billy Canty was his name when all the 7 or 8 years 10 years he lived with my family, and this is crazy now. I told you his name was Billy. He had a brother. His name was William. Now, I don't know about y'all, but William usually is Billy.
Right.
Then his brother's named William, and he's named Billy. So and his brother got killed in a car wreck here about 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh my God.
Yeah, just a bad situation. It was just bad luck. Their highway where he lived between one town and another is just up and down hills, and it's a 2-lane highway, a lot of big tractor trailers, and there's a lot of fatal accidents over there. But anyway, I've got to go back and get his actual birth name, because he always went by Billy Canny. But I'll tell you this, when it comes to football, they had a thing called the Sertoma Bowl. And whoever won in the Central North Carolina played a team they would invite in from all over the country. And they played at Wake Forest at Grove Stadium. And his team won it every year. He beaten. He was the running back, but the team from Florida came one year, and they had the nicest uniform. They looked like an NFL bunch, and all the parents were bragging, and they said, "Oh, we'll bet you this and that." And my dad said, "Well, you better keep your money." And I'll never forget, Billy was about 14 at the time. Florida kicked off, and Billy caught it in, pretty deep. When he crossed the 50-yard line, he was high stepping and had the ball behind him for the guys chasing him. It was funny. He was getting it done, running down the side. He run the opening kickoff 100 yards.
Did he really?
Oh, He was a monster on the football field. I cannot even describe it to you.
Oh,
But when he got to working, he liked money and the fact that he could earn it, save it, and do things with it so much that he played a year in high school, and he said, I don't want to play football no more. He said, I want to go to work. He worked at McDonald's, and the manager up there said he was one of the best workers he ever had.
another victim.
I didn't mean to make that long or anything, or
I asked you.
get all sad, but
No, not at all.
I asked you. Listen, I told you before, when we feel like we won you over, like we wanted to make this your home, and you have many homes, and you have many women who just adore the hell out of you, and
yeah.
we're
One little
so
funny story about Billy, and you'll laugh, because we need to have the laughter with the crying sometimes.
Yeah.
This is funny. He used to aggravate the shit out of me when he did. You remember the days of Jerry Curl?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, look, Billy, he was a good-looking black man, and he put the Jerry Curl in his hair. But when he slept it, he'd have so much. When he slept at night, he would literally have to change his pillowcase every night.
Yep.
And I mean, I said, dude, you need to lay off some of that Jerry Curl, dude. I said, just a little bit. I said, you don't need to use the half a bottle. He said, what are you talking? He looked like, what's the actor, Billy D.
Billy D. Williams.
Yes, that's exactly how he looked.
Oh my God, what a handsome guy.
And but he loved that Jerry Curl, man, and he would have it all over his pillowcase.
Now, didn't you say he used to help your mom in the kitchen, and he was really
my mom at the time was still working for Barrel Oil Company, and my dad, and you know, she worked. They worked when they wanted to, but when she worked, she did the books, and she was good at it, and that was a cornerstone of that company. But she would get home, you know, and she would clean. She always had somebody clean. But when Billy was there, he was the neatest freak ever. And she'd come home, and he said, I cleaned your kitchen. And I mean, when I say clean, I don't mean just a little clean. I mean like the microwaves. There ain't a spot in the microwave. Got a toothbrush around. It just nothing had anything.
Oh God.
And he loved it. Was his nature. That Jerry Curl.
A little dipple do ya. A little dabble do ya. That's what it is.
I think he got it by a gallon. I said, dude, you wake up and you said your whole damn pillows looks like you. I'd give him hell, but he was a good kid, and he was my brother, man.
He was your brother.
Hey, it's just fun. I look back though how he quit and didn't play but 1 year of high school, and no, I don't want to play. He said, I want to make more money. He would always tell me, he said, I'm gonna go to work for your dad here another year or so. And I said, well, he'll hire you. I'm sure he'll put you to work. But
he does, Heather, right? Heather says he sounds like quite a person to know, an incredible person.
yeah, he was a good kid. He got drawn to the dark, and I told him, I said, if you're running away from something, you need to be running toward.
Well, we're going to do everything we can to help you.
We will. And then Rachel Morin's kids, you know, we need to think about that and use our resources and bring other people that we know with good hearts, and we need to figure out how to structure it, and you know what I'm saying, and have it organized.
I do. That way, it goes directly to where it needs to go. And somebody suggested doing, I'm going to talk to the family too and see if they're interested in, and they're very proud, kind people. So I have a feeling he might have to twist an arm here, but I think that we need to do an Amazon wish list. I think that we need to do maybe a GoFundMe for Christmas, birthday, whatever they would like. But I'm so glad you brought that up. I'm so glad.
Yeah, I'm glad I was able to tell you that, though, about the way I felt about this victim thing, because that's been on my mind for the last week.
I'm really glad you did share that, because it really brought this back around. So
yeah, and I thought you were thinking the same way, Tia, because after you had met the family, it kind of shifted your trajectory, and LFT as well.
Mm-hmm.
I could just feel it, and I know it did me. But I said, Tia's the same way. She's just
Yeah.
this is different. She's learned about this person. She
Yeah.
knows she's connected.
It's deeper than
She's the daughter of this person and the the mother of these kids. And
yeah. She's the thing that the thing that has been stressed to me from the family, and I really want to say this out loud, and this was said to me in confidence, so I'm breaking confidence by saying this, but please forgive me for doing this, is they really want to talk about Rachel and the good that she did and how wonderful she was, and how, like Michael said, she lit up a room and her energy was so much fun. I mean, she just sounds like a little spark plug of fun, doesn't she? Just sounds like I want to go have fun with her. I want to go hang with her.
right.
She sounds like, just light and laughter and great mom and things that
that her children should hear and imprint in their brain and know that will make them proud. At
yes,
some point, their grief will, they'll always have a hole in their heart, but they will have a connection to things that they can be proud of their mother.
yeah,
I didn't know my mom was all that. That's probably because that's the way most kids will think at that age.
oh, my kids still think I had no life before them. They have no idea. They're like, "Wait, you did what?" And but I am a whole person. So you're right. These kids need to know what a whole human being she
Right.
was, and how beautiful and how amazing she was, and how much people loved her. I mean, I watched strangers at that walk come up and talk to me and say, "Did you know Rachel?" And I was like, "No, I didn't know her, but I'm here to support anyway." And they, I met her on the trail, and she smiled at me every time, and she spoke to me every time, and she had a kind word every time I saw her. Or I knew her really well, or she was my sister, or she was my friend. But it was just so much kindness. And everyone was like, "Oh my God, she was so beautiful inside and out." And I just want to stress that, so beautiful inside and out, faith-filled.
We would have never known that had you not lived in Bel Air, had you not
Nope.
been directed and made a contact with her family and took the time to sit down and listen.
Well, I'm lucky that the family responded. It's my honor.
Yeah.
It's, I'm lucky that the family responded.
And you've handled that. I mean, over in Scarlet at Lost Souls,
Mhm.
There's certain boundaries you don't cross when you talk with people like that. They tell you
Nope.
things, there's certain things you just don't. And you've handled that just.
No, I
great.
I want to respect, like I said, first and foremost, I want to respect Rachel. I want to respect her family, and I want to get this guy. And I don't want something that I say have any impact on him not being gotten.
Yeah.
I want to go to bed proud of what we've done for this family. I want to go and not for clicks and views, and not for, it's because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah. I don't know that much about YouTube, and I don't think you're going to get rich on YouTube. But hey, if you do make money on YouTube, I don't have a problem with that. When it's
we certainly aren't getting rich here, I'll tell you that much, and that's okay.
Exactly. I know that, but I don't know. But I'm just saying.
But we go to bed and do things for the right reasons, and that's the best. The best is that I get to thank the family for trusting us with their hearts and their sister and their mom. I get, that's a huge,
And
money can't buy that.
The awareness of these issues that we can spread.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't have information that things that they know. That's like when I Googled attacks in parks, I was amazed. It's not just one part; it's all across the country.
Mm-hmm. And no child should lose their parent, but no child should lose their parent to this.
No, and especially to something like this. And those kids in their mind, they're probably thinking there's still a boogeyman out there. The small ones, I'm sure, and even the older ones to some degree.
Yeah, there is.
There absolutely is. And it's not just her kids, it's nieces and nephews. You know, I talk to other people and their kids are scared. You know, their kids are scared, as they should. Like, how just help me by sharing Rachel Morin and her story and her flyer and being kind to people and just being supportive. That's it. I'm not asking for, I'm not trying to buy a new computer. I'm not trying to do anything. I just want to help. That's it.
You
I
can
got
do
no
great
problem being
things in numbers,
transparent.
folks. You can spread the awareness, and if you really work at spreading this, these kids can have whatever they want for Christmas. It's not going to be from us individually. It's going to be for us collectively going out and spreading it out. It goes to 3 here, and those 3 go to 3 more. And we could get to a point where, hey, this is ridiculous. We're not going to give these kids, this month. It would not be that hard, I don't think.
I agree. Hi, Melissa. Thanks for joining us. Well, LFT, I lied to you tonight completely. Okay, Brady said the first holidays after losing a parent is really hard on kids and even harder on families that would definitely be helping both at once. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
First,
An
everything
8-year-old and
worst.
Santa Claus, man, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we know our goal here. I think we have a good established goal here, and we'll just, we'll set that up behind the scenes and see if maybe they're willing to do a wish list or however they would like to do. Again, this is their
we
choice.
have together. You'll be kind of on the front lines of gathering those little tidbits of information about each child and their interests, whatnot. And like you said, they may have a little stiff arm out there, because
that's okay.
And that's okay. We can still, even if they want that, we can respect it in a manner that and still do good things.
That's exactly
Give of ourselves and our love.
Yeah,
that's right. That's absolutely right. Speaking of the boogeyman, are we going to have another Murdaugh trial? Ooh, that's LFT right there, baby.
I don't know.
You guys think there's going to be another Murdaugh trial?
I don't know that much. There's certainly, if she did that, Clark did that, but when you do those appeals, it comes down to the one question: does this affect the jury enough that it would have altered the guilt or innocence? And
I don't know.
Listen, this is the first of 100. This is the first of a dozen appeals. If this don't work, they'll have another one. And if that one don't work, they'll have another one.
They're using this one, I think, as a structural breakdown. Not so much anything that would affect the verdict. Just
and they may have a legitimate issue.
Alec.
I think Idaho has screwed up in the way they got that DNA, and I'm pretty sure they used opted out people for the family genealogy. Have any of you read the article on The Intercept that they wrote about is it Cece or Gigi Moore?
Well, that's my biggest concern on DNA for Rachel is I want to make sure that it's everything, the way they do it and how they find this guy is so important to getting the prosecution because of the Brian Koberger thing. That's exactly.
The fact Idaho does not want to divulge the steps and the building blocks that they use to get to that, I feel strongly if they're hiding what they did, and but it's not necessarily wrong. The Supreme Court has not ruled on a lot of this yet. This DNA and this family genealogy, and at some point there's going to be a case that they're going to rule on it, how it's got to be handled, and this could be it, but maybe not.
I don't know.
We'll see. That would be sad if it is such a big hiccup.
read the article in the Intercept about is it Gigi or Cece Moore about opted out. How the law enforcement knows how to the sites, like I don't know which ones they have people that opt out and they don't want their DNA shared or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The law enforcement found a way to go to the system and still include all those who check the opted out box, unbeknownst to them.
Well, some
And-
states even allow it.
And they know it, yeah. And some Maryland is actually, I think I read where Maryland is one of the few states that has passed some kind of law about that. And other states have addressed it, but there are a lot of states, we're behind on this issue because the technology and laws haven't quite grown at the same pace.
Thank
No.
you
I'm
for
not
bringing
saying
that
they
up
did
because
anything
I need
wrong,
to
but
look that
I'm
up.
curious. I'm curious. That article will open your eyes.
Yeah,
I
I need to look that up.
I saw it. It was in an article about it.
Yeah.
I don't
It's-
think. Wait, LA does. California does allow it. Maybe Maryland does it. So I remember going, ooh, they're going to have to rely on LA for that. That might be wrong, but I think it was referenced in an article because it's a whole thing about.
You
The
know, and I'm not
genealogy.
bashing law enforcement and saying they're evil, tricky, behind closed doors doing evil things to convict people. That's not it at all. But we have a constitution, and people have to their due rights.
Mm-hmm.
You have to cross your T's and dot your I's when you gather this evidence, and do it in a manner that you've done it in the framework of the Constitution. And if you don't, our justice system is peanuts.
Well-
It's nothing.
Yeah, I think we're about to get a glimpse of that with Murdaugh. So hopefully tomorrow sometime we could catch all up on that front. Maybe.
When are they going to rule on granting or not granting him on this appeal, a new trial, possibly?
They still have. I mean,
It's going to be a while, isn't it?
yeah, the state still has till what is it next?
Respond.
Yeah, and I think there's a chance they can even get a slight extension because it's so detailed. But we've broken a lot of the information down and a lot of the things that are coming up too. Not to mention, I mean, Corey Fleming, is he on Thursday?
Yeah.
14th. 14th.
You guys know how screwed up South Carolina is. Do you realize they tried to build a nuclear power plant near Santee Cooper Lake in South Carolina?
I remember
They
you
got
telling me that.
$2 billion into this huge 10 or 12, 15-year project.
Mm-hmm.
And the engineers finally said, this is so effed up that they just gave up. Okay, some big power companies that are big, on the stock market, for-profit power companies came and inspected what they had done to that point to possibly make a bid and take the project over and take it off the state's hands. They all walked away and said, you can keep this pile of shit. $2 billion they spent before they figured out they didn't have the expertise enough to build a nuclear power plant. I mean, that's just, you can't even make that stuff up.
Oh yeah, malicious intent. We got to have Mal. Let me ask you this publicly and put you on the spot. Would you be willing to come over here and talk about Maddie's case at some point? I want to send people to your channel to talk about it, but also I would like to, for friends that don't know here, I would love to have you come up and just discuss that case to make aware, to get it out.
Yeah.
I think that's really important. And I just saw your message, so
I think it's great how Mal is doing cases that have been brushed under something, or out of the main channels, and and giving light to those cases. And I haven't been able to follow with your channel as close as I'd like to, Mal, but I do read what you're doing every day, and
she's amazing.
I think you're making some good choices there, and instead of just following all the other lambs to slaughter and doing what everybody else does, you're forging your own path. I like that.
Oh, good. She's going to come here and tell. Okay, you're going to do a recap as well, but would absolutely love to tell her story here too. We would love for you to tell her story,
Look how she
especially
made that
prior.
connection. That's another case. There was a connection made, and you had a whole different
I know.
reality and perception because of that connection. You
I
weren't
know.
just relying on what you, after watching, 7 or 8, 10, 15 creators and, 44 different streams and gathering a little here, a little there, and then Googling this and then going over Reddit and doing this. You had some contact with the people affected. It makes a difference.
So many people have told us not to talk to families. You have no idea. So many people, and many creators are against it, and I respect it. I understand, because
We don't always agree on it. We go back and
well,
forth.
right. And the thing is that people say things like, "Oh, you can't be biased." I'm not biased. I'm always going to be for the victim's family or the victim. I'm never, ever going to be biased. I'm never going to tell a story like that.
I haven't talked to Dustin's mom and dad. The longer it goes, I realize they're not in a good place.
Oh God, I'm sorry for them. Dustin,
I don't know factually, but I know how things are, and they're walling off people.
I hate to
We
hear
had a
that.
good time that evening when we went out fishing. Man, we had a great time. They were good. They weren't out of their heads that night, but they have not answered the phone since. And I have sent many call me. Please call me. Damn it, Bo, get off your ass and call me.
Yeah.
And I even sent a message to her sister. No response.
Well, hopefully I'm sure it's hard, like you go through those ebbs and flows with it, and
Yeah, we
They're
didn't blame
dealing
them.
with
They're victims. Their son was the victim,
Yeah.
but the families also are a victim in another in a different way.
Yeah. Mallory said, "There's a difference between when it happens naturally. Katie is now one of my best friends, and I will continue to fight for Maddie and her family and friends." It's amazing.
That is Mallory.
no.
But there's
Good for
two
you,
cases,
Mom.
the same thing. What happened to Tia, what happened to Mallory. And look at the difference. You had a perception of the whole case.
Mm-hmm.
And what you were thinking about instead
Yeah.
of, is he guilty or did he do it or did he not do it? Is it DNA? Did they gather that illegally or did they,
Like I said, I'm never biased. I'm always for the victim. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never going to be biased in these cases. And I know, because I'm not a journalist when it comes to this. I'm a YouTuber trying to help where I can.
Yeah.
I leave crime solving to the professionals. LFT and I do our research and provide whatever we can to those professionals. And we do what we can for the families as far as whatever help that we can provide. But I will never be biased. And I will always stand by the families. And I will always love that the families trust us with their hearts and their information.
Yeah.
And I love that Mallory gets that.
Yeah,
Now
and if
all-
you ask them, you're respectful enough. If you get a sense that they're not comfortable with it, they don't want it, and they absolutely don't want it, that's it. You let it go, and you don't tell anybody. Well, they didn't want to talk to us. You don't talk about it, because there'll be a lot of people who don't want to talk to somebody.
We respect that. We respect that, and I never want to use an association with someone for clout. I'm not interested.
No.
I will shut this shit down so fast.
You remember what I told everybody in Scarlett's thing? I said, look, Tia's not the kind of person, she's tooting her own horn, her head swelled up because it's her, I know this, because a lot of creators, when they have the inside juice, man. You remember SF Investigates during COVID?
Oh, God, yes.
He knew somebody that knew somebody. Damn, every night he had the special, nobody knows this but me.
Mm-hmm.
And when people do that, it just, oh God, it makes me crawl.
Mm-hmm. I don't even remember who was the guy that found the laptop. He went huge.
He blowed up for about 24 hours, and then he did something goofy, and then people realized.
And then he struck everyone that showed anything of his.
Have you guys been seeing Doug with Adventure? I think they're old things they did. Jared is now edited and put films together, but I mean, he's had Doug in about a lot of the last dozen or so that they posted. I thought that was odd, and I didn't mean to change the subject. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
But that made Kylie Rodney made me think of that.
Mm-hmm. Kylie Rodney, God, that
People
poor family.
I mean, I wasn't around you guys then, but I accepted full 100% what they ended up finally coming with. I didn't think there was any deception.
We stopped working on that case. We stopped talking about that case when the mom said, "Stop talking about this. This is my daughter." And I was like, "And scene. I got nothing to say. I don't have anything.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to say. I don't have anything to say."
That's right.
End scene. That was it.
Johnny Blackhawk, hello.
K-Bray says it's crazy. When I started watching YouTube months ago, how I naturally wove my way. That is such a beautiful way that you say things.
Yeah,
K-Bray.
K-Bray's is he's one of my best. He's my every time we got a little hello we do, and I stole it from him and I kind of mimic him, but he's a good man. And
he's a
great
great
survivor,
guy.
guys. He's a survivor. He can tell you.
Yeah.
He can share his story if he would like sometime. And
Oh my God, he's great,
yeah,
and
he's a survivor.
he's brilliant too. And that's one of
Yeah.
the things I love about K-Bray is his brilliance and his mind. And I get his emails where he's like, "Listen, I just looked at this. I saw this. I need you to look at this." Or, it's very.
He asked really good questions. I mean, they're not just.
He's so.
I don't mean to
smart.
sound, I don't know, like I'm different. I don't know. Just I'm gonna say something that comes out wrong.
No, I think you're doing
the
a great
level
job.
of incompetence I see in chat, and these are channels you guys probably have been to, and
Mhm.
they're not channels that I participate a whole lot in. But I'll look at chat and I'm thinking, these people just agree with some of these creators. Billy, you're the best creator ever. Man, you just do everything. You find all the good stuff, and Lori, you're just. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's almost comical.
It is.
And if you were to say something that was against their little narrative, oh God, you could possibly be attacked, and that's just
That's
not
a
right.
horrible web to be in. Let me tell you.
I know, but but the questions and the level of
They just
idiocy,
ask. They
these
don't.
people just agreeing with every single thing they do. You're the best, and we're so
I don't want an
lucky.
echo chamber. I want a conversation.
Yeah. I
wanna
want
learn
some
things.
debate. I want us to have a healthy agree to disagree, but with respect, and tell each other, I think you're wrong, T, or LFT, I think you're wrong. And you
Go
convince
back
me.
to the
You know
drawing
what?
board.
I've
Get your
been
information.
convinced on things I thought were one way that I'm looking into the cell phone and locating people right now.
Mhm.
I just don't think they can put people as close as they say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, I'm looking
They
forward to hearing
don't.
that
You
conversation.
take all that data you want to. You can't say they were in the right here. Sometimes you can, but many other times you can't.
The cell phone data takes me back to Watts.
It
So,
does. We worked our asses off on cell phone data. Cell phone data.
It'll turn your head in circles if you know.
Yeah, we did cell phone data. We learned horrible things like decomp, and I mean, we went to school. We went to school on that, and
Yeah. I looked into as far as Dustin's case. I looked into decomposition and so forth. And if you're exposed to the elements out in the open, 9 days you can go from flesh to bones.
and Dustin was out for 29.
27 days, I think. I'm not sure. You could be right. I mean, 26. Okay, we're in there somewhere. But and I don't think Dustin's case is going to become a whodunit, but they were not able to determine they determined little or nothing from the autopsy because.
But that's an awareness case that I can get behind because of the prison system. So there's still awareness to be made there. Hi, Mary Jane Doe. there's still things that need to be discussed in Dustin's case.
Yeah, it's awful what they some of the things they've done in that prison, or denied people just basic human things like
Right,
water
I
and a
know.
place to use the bathroom.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't
It's
want
pretty
to
foul.
make comparisons. It was awful.
It was pretty.
Yeah, they're absolutely guilty of every one of those things. That class action lawsuit.
I
And
agree.
that's another thing. You know, Bo and Kim have a suit. They're part of that, and
Yes, they are.
if they could feasibly get a lot of zeros on the end of a number on a piece of paper, and they don't need that right now, and that scares me.
Yeah.
I mean, but all we can do is pray and bring awareness and be there for them.
Yeah.
And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do
Yeah.
that for all our friends, and Bowen's being one of them.
Yeah.
You know. Well, I'm gonna close it down, and I'm gonna thank everyone for being here, and I'm really gonna thank you, Wheel, for coming up, because I appreciate you kind of bringing us where we needed it to be.
Yeah.
I've really been thinking about this, and I saw how your trajectory and how you handled this, and it was exactly the way my head was turning. And then this latest case, guy running through the woods, and I'm thinking, I see a picture of the woman that was unalived, and I'm thinking, how many people even know her name?
We don't even.
And we're talking about this idiot. We know his
And I'm
name.
ashamed. I'm ashamed. I'm so glad that you did that.
We know his name, but we sure hadn't thought enough to look into actually anything about her.
No, you're right.
You're absolutely right. So I'm really glad that you did that. Thank you. Thank you once again for teaching us something, because I learned something every time I talk to you.
Just thought you and the circumstances just brought it to my head, and I saw what you were going through and how you were different, and I said, this is what it's about. We these are victims, not the bad guys, whether they did it or they didn't. Or
I agree. My legend's life goal is to change people's. He already has changed lives. Your legend is amazing. He lives up to that name daily. I'll tell you what.
I told Delane, and I said, Delane, I got to be honest. I looked up, I seen the picture and the name, and I kind of figured out who he played for, and I googled it, because I played golf at Wake Forest. I played Division I college athletics. I was good. I played professionally for a while. I pulled it up, looked at his stats. He's a good kid, but not more important than that. He's ready to get out of college, and he's ready for success. I think he's got another year. I think he was a junior.
He's got another year, and then
I think that's what I do. And Delana can tell, but I said I don't know if I should tell you this, but I kind of looked at
I love legends. I look him up all the time. I look at the stats to make sure he's one. He's one of ours here. He's one of ours. Delana has my whole heart, and that boy just has we talk behind the scenes, and I just love
you can tell I can just see her in the stands screaming and hollering and
hell yeah,
cheering and really getting into it, and seize the Carpe Diem, seize the moment, because one day you won't be going to those weekend games, and boy, they're special.
Yeah,
they really are.
Well, thank you, sir, for coming up. And LFT, I owe you. I
hope we didn't knock you out of the slot for tonight. Anything you had planned?
I'm going to go on mute next time, so she gets to do all the talking.
No, I'm good. I've enjoyed listening to all this. It's been a really good conversation.
Yeah, I really wanted to get. I said, man, I've got to talk to T and LFT. I said, I'm either going to talk to them on Facebook, or next time they go on, I'm going to go up, and I've got to tell her this, because she knows it from what she's experienced, but I got to tell her this is what my mind's been doing by seeing this and realizing. And then we see Mal, and that just hits me. The case she has, all because she had made contact. And we're not going to make contact in many cases.
Nope.
Let's face it. Maybe 1 out of 10, honestly. I don't know. But You made
It's a
it here,
blessing.
and you made it here, and it changed the whole dynamic.
It did for me.
All of a sudden, we saw a woman who was somebody's daughter, who was somebody's sister, who was had a brother that had a sister, and a kid's mom.
Yep. Well, as Delina says, stay blessed. That's my favorite when she writes that. Remember to be kind and spread some love in the world that is already filled with enough evil and hate.
God said 3 things last forever: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. And if you think about that,
Amen.
the more that you get love in your life, we'll be all right.
Yep. Well, I hope you guys have a great night, and look for our community posts and our Facebook comments and things, and please go into your own and share #Rachel Morin to keep her name out there, and stay tuned, because I think tomorrow night we're going to go live with Murdaugh.
Yeah.
Dick
I didn't get a
Murdaugh.
notification, and I've really been cleaning the house. I mean, I'm nasty. I'm getting ready to take a shower, and I came in here. I said, "Damn, they're freaking live again." I didn't.
You know what? I got to get better at messaging, because I'm not good at that.
I needed to do some cleaning around here, and I've been busy, and I ran to the store, and I come back, and but you guys weren't on too long. I think 30 minutes, but that's my first comment was, "Oh my God, kid, I can't believe this."
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
People think I'm a slacker.
Yeah. No. Hell no.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming up. We lost LFT. I hope she's feeling okay.
Yeah, she seemed like she was a little quiet. Now, is she doing okay?
She's not feeling her super great self tonight. So
my voice is scratchy.
Listen, this woman has worked her ass off on Murdaugh. And when you see the timeline, y'all are gonna wet yourself.
Listen,
and this is only on 65 pages of the motion. So stay tuned if there's another trial, because my girl's coming out of the gates hot.
Yeah.
Hot with the information.
Yeah, she has a gift with that.
She sure does.
That is, all these creators who don't do very much research or whatever, she could basically sell cheat sheets or whatever you want to call them. Here's your Murdaugh, whatever cheat sheet.
We've given them to law enforcement. We've given them to, our spreadsheets have been used for, I won't tell you which case, but it was a national case. There's 2 that were national cases that our timelines got turned into. One was a federal agency and one was a state. One was a state agency and the other was a federal agency.
Yeah, I got a lot of things I'd like to share with you, because I had an aunt, my dad's sister, Beth. Her entire career, she worked for the FBI.
Wow.
She worked in a laboratory, and then she, before she retired, they transferred her bank robbery files, but they actually wanted her to try to become an agent in like the 70s, because there was a push to have more female agents, because all their agents were white and, male, and that was the demographic. And they were trying, but she said she didn't want any part of it. She liked what she was doing. But she used to tell us cases when she would come home for Christmas, and man, they were interesting. She did the case. I remember the Wayne Williams case in Atlanta. She said, "We got this guy dead to rights. It's just a few more things we're going to get. He's ours." And all kind of things. But that's kind of one of the first things that got me interested in true crime. And bless her heart, she retired with a great retirement, sitting on stacks, and moved home from Alexandria, Virginia, and got cancer and died within 18 months.
Oh.
She was smart, man. She was fun to talk to.
I have an uncle that was the head of the FBI for Tennessee. Yeah. And the stories he would tell, oh God, they're so good. Now he lives in South Carolina, retired, and just amazing. I
worked in Tennessee. First job out of college, I worked for the Lupton family, whose great-grandfather bought the rights to bottle Coca-Cola for the entire United States in 1890 something. And I worked out of a golf course he had, and it was out in the country, and you would go like out in the middle of nowhere, and you'd go through a little intersection, and there would be a trailer with a high fence and barbed wire and razor wire. They were, and you'd see sheriff's cars here and there. They were whorehouses. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And the sheriffs in these little counties let it go on. I mean, I thought that's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I'm sorry I said that word. That you know.
Don't be
that's
sorry.
good.
You're good.
But I was shocked. I thought, man, they have this and everybody sees it and they drive by it and they know it goes on, and I was just dumbfounded.
That's crazy. All right, we're doing orange for Rachel. Orange hearts for Rachel. Hashtag Rachel Morin. I'm going to do the GoFundMe right before we get off here. But orange hearts in the chat. Hashtag Rachel Morin. Please go to your social media and hashtag Rachel Morin with some orange hearts. Go to these groups and hashtag Rachel Morin with some orange hearts. And let's keep her on the front burner. It's super important to me. It's super important to the family. It's super important to her children. Put yourself in her shoes and put yourself in her, not her shoes, her family's shoes, and do something kind. It doesn't cost anything, and it just helps a little bit. Every little bit helps.
That's the right color, don't it? Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
Yes.
we can band together and all. You know, we have a lot of people in chat too that we need to kind of pull along.
Mm-hmm.
And,
We will work on it. This is going to be, we're going to do the best we can, and we're going to make this as amazing as we
That's
can.
right. Make it about something good.
That's right. And I think it was Delana, or no, Denise said something about, I can't remember who said it now, but show her children that there's more good than evil in the world. And I would love to do that. I would love to be.
Did you talk to Rachel's sister, did you say?
I have spoken to her a couple of times through Messenger, but that's not who I normally speak to.
Okay.
So I've talked to, there's other members of the family that I actually speak to. And I'm just trying to be respectful. I'm trying not to say any names. I don't want to.
I really shouldn't even act.
No, that's okay.
I feel like we're in a private room, but we're not. I don't understand. I forget that sometimes.
That's okay. That's okay. I just try, it's
certainly,
just an element of respect. I try, if they want to say, they can say, but if not, that, that's cool too. I just,
and we got to meet Johnny, and
we did.
We would have never met him, and
this is true. I'm trying to get Johnny to start his own channel. He's been everywhere, so I said, Johnny, you need to start your own.
He was running around with JLR, somebody, either Nick or JLR, the other day, and Scar was on Lost Souls. And I was trying to say, look, she's going live. Call and you can chime in.
I love her. She has a great
channel. You don't have to be JLR's sidekick, but he didn't get with me. But he's going to. I'm going to get him to.
Yeah, she's got a great channel. All right, you guys. Well, I'm beat. I am going to head off to bed, but I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for letting me share that, and I hope I didn't hijack anything or
I'm so glad you came up.
I haven't had a lot of sleep, and that's why I want to tell you that before this. But
I'm really glad you came up.
It's really been on my mind, and I wanted to do it. And LFT, you're the greatest.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Her
All right,
research
you guys.
and the way she compiles it is a special thing. All right, guys.
Yes, go to your favorite creator, whoever that might be, and hit the thumbs up on a bunch of their videos.
Oh, I gotta hit it right now.
Tell them we said hi. Go do something nice for someone else, and leave some orange hearts around, please, for Rachel.
I'm going to.
Have a great night, you guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care.
All right, bye-bye.